The fastest way to build business systems is to stop building multiple systems at once. And I know that sounds counterintuitive because you might think that, oh, in order for me to regain back all my time back, I'll need to have all of these systems connected together before I can run everything. Everything needs to be perfect. Well, that's a problem because here's what I see. Most business owners are trying to build multiple systems at once. They're trying to build a content system, a CRM system, a sales system, an onboarding system, and whatever other systems they're trying to build. And what happens is, instead of actually launching systems and regaining back time, they're stuck in the constantly building systems mode. They're still doing everything manually, working over 10 plus hour days and still getting zero back time into their day. And after working with hundreds of business owners to regain back more time into their day and make more money, I discovered why this approach doesn't really work, and a counterintuitive, simple approach that'll have you launching systems in days, not weeks or months. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to get systems up and running faster, not just building, but actually published and shipped. So you stop being trapped in what I call I'm still building systems mode and actually start getting your time back. All right, so let me describe to you what I see when I consult these business owners. So most of the time, these business owners, they're working extensive hours and they start thinking of how can I implement systems into their business. So let's say they have different parts of their business they want to implement systems. And I'm gonna represent these systems as squares. So a square is a system. Let's say this is your content system, content. And then let's say another square here is their sales system. Let's say this is a CRM, and then this is onboarding. So what I see happening with a lot of these business owners is they have these four systems they want to build out. So what they start doing is they start doing this. They put in a little bit of time into building out their content system. Then because they realize, there's something broken in the sales system. So they start going into the sales system. They work on that. They don't actually finish it. Then they go back to onboarding. Oh, so I just closed a sales call. My onboarding is that good. Let's start working on the onboarding. So they start working on the onboarding. And then later on, they realize, we need to make sure we get clients next month. So let's work on our CRM. Okay. So what happens is months pass by. And they're still in, I'm building systems mode. I'm building systems mode. And as you can imagine, you have 4 different projects or 4 different systems you're working at the same time, and none of them are complete. And to put it on top of this, they're still doing everything manually because they don't have a system in place. So they're still working 10 plus hours a day, and not actually regaining back into their time. Because imagine if they finish at least one of these systems. So let's say they eventually end up finishing, their onboarding. Only once they complete the onboarding here is when they start regaining back time. And that's going to take them a lot of time because they're putting their energy into all of these little buckets or the systems, and they don't actually complete stuff. Now, on the opposite side of things, the business owners that actually regain back time and launch systems fast, not just build systems, they do this instead. So let's say, again, these are all of the systems you have in place. I'll put 4 squares over here. So instead, what we're going to do, or the business owners that are actually building systems and shipping them out, is they're going to look at these systems and figure out which is the system that is the most highest leverage right now, that's going to solve most of my problems, or is the bottleneck. So they're going to identify which system. Let's say for us, it's the content system. So let's say right now it's content. You want to get more traffic and you want a more predictable way to do that. So the thing is, you would ignore all other systems until this system is online. So I'm going to focus only on content for the next few days. All I'm going to do is put all my energy into the content system. Okay. So in a few days, I already have my content system running. So what that's going to do, it's going to regain me back time. So I'm going to have back more time. It's already launched. And when I have more time, this will allow me to further put in more time into the other systems. So let's say I have the content system. Let's say the next is the onboarding. So I can go to the onboarding here and I can start working on my onboarding. So boom, 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 boom. I don't focus on anything else. I work on the onboarding and then I finish the onboarding. So I work on it, finish the onboarding. And now this is online. So these systems are online. While previously, none of the systems were online until months later, way months later. So now this is online. But the thing is, There's one thing we're not mentioning here. When you work on one system at a time, even if this is not like 100% perfect, because most of the time people want perfection, you gain feedback that you could use to improve that system. Like if you're trying to work on multiple systems, you don't get feedback. You're just working on multiple things. You don't know what actually works. But when you focus on one system at a time, you could take the feedback. So you have feedback here. Feedback. I could test the system. I could test, improve, and keep on doing that. I have a system that's running. I can improve the system. In this scenario, I cannot improve the system because I don't have a system that is running. It is just theory. So this is technically just theory. I'm just planning and building. Over here, we're actually shipping and implementing. We're implementing. So by this stage, maybe a week or 2 weeks later, we've already implemented 2 different systems because we focus on one system at a time. So let's say we went ahead and we focused next on sales. We put 100% focus into completing our sales system. It becomes online. And then next we focus on CRM, 100% till it becomes online, and then so on. And then what's going to happen is within a few weeks, not months, we'll be able to have a completely connected system that is working for us and that you don't need to spend extensive hours because each of these systems will regain you back time, right? So this will gain you back more time, more time, more time. And that's our goal. Our goal is to get time back as soon as possible. Because if we're trying to build systems all at once, we put a little bit of energy here, a little bit of energy here, a little bit of energy here, a little bit of energy here. We're not gaining any time back. And in fact, we're going to spend more time to get things done because we're going to be spread really thin. We're going to be working on one system, another system, and we're not going to have anything online to actually regain back our time. So the best way to get systems up fast is to focus on one system at a time, build it, even if it's not perfect, get it to at least 70%, or if you can get it to 100%, launch it, publish it, see the feedback and improve it. Get something running so you can regain back time, and then you can work on the next system. It's better to have one system online working for you that's gaining you back time, generating results, than to just try to work on multiple systems at once and try to get everything perfect so it all comes together eventually. That if you try to do that, you're going to spend months just building and not actually getting any system out there. And the real benefit of focusing on one system at a time or one project at a time is feedback. Let's say I'm working on this system. As I work on this system, because I'm taking action, I can get feedback. There's an effect that happens. As I build the system, I get feedback. I can further improve the system. I can understand, let's say I'm building out a system for my clients. I can understand what my clients need, what are the bottlenecks, what are the improvements and learnings I could improve to make the system robust enough where it works on itself, right? If I focus on multiple systems, I don't have a feedback loop running. Or the feedback loop is very long and it takes a long time to build a system that actually works. So over here, we want to implement feedback loops because as we're building out our system, we can gather feedback and further improve our system. So, and it will build up, we'll get to the ideal results of the system, how we want it to work faster. So we'll get there way faster like so. So the powerful thing is feedback loops is what gets you really fast to getting your systems published, and it gets you to the results that you want fast. Because you might start with an idea of a system and the first iteration you try doesn't work. And then you need to iterate yourself up to a system that works for you. So that's where feedback loops come in. You figure out what works, you implement, figure out what doesn't work, you remove. And that gets you quicker to determine what works and what doesn't, and you get your system published and online quicker. Now, the benefit of this is that this doesn't only apply to systems. This could apply to content that you create. So let's say you're trying to improve in the content you create. As I create my content, the effect is I want better views, more leads, and more sales, right? From the content I create, I can review the feedback, which is how many views that I get, how many leads that I get, how many sales that I get from the content. Then from then on, I can use that to improve the content I post. So it becomes a virtuous cycle. It becomes a positive feedback loop. And the best thing about a positive feedback loop is that the results are exponential, okay? At the start of things, I might not get that many results, but as I improve and I get these learnings compound, so let's say this is 1% improvement, it doubles. It goes to 2% improvement, then it goes to 4% improvement, because each improvement of each cycle, I carry that to the next cycle. Same thing when I'm building a system. Every time I get an improvement on the system, it stacks on the system. The system gets better. So these improvements or learning stack on each other. It's not linear, it's exponential. So 4% goes to 8% because it adds. The 4% adds the next time. Okay, so this is the benefit of feedback loops, because I could get results way faster if I focus on a feedback loop and I use my learnings that I did previously and I implement that into the next iteration. And to be more specific here, in the example, let's say the first 1% you learn is how to write better headlines in your content. The second thing you learn is better hooks. Then you learn how to use story structure. Then you learn how to make better call to actions. These are not 1% improvements. These are improvements that seriously improve your content. That's the same thing with your systems. When you discover what works for a system, these are significant improvements that will regain you back time and get you more results faster in less time. Get your results faster. Now, the biggest challenge I see most business owners have when it comes to building and launching systems fast, it's not technical knowledge, it's not strategy, it's focus. It's actually having a plan and executing on that plan and staying focused. Because let's be honest, like most business owners are stuck working 12-hour days, and finding the time to focus to actually build the systems is already hard enough. If you are one of those business owners, I have something for you. I created this 14 free page PDF guide called the 2-Hour Man's Playbook that will show you exactly how you can get 8 hours of work done, or how you can compress an 8-hour workday into 2, so you can have the time or find the focus to build the systems and ship them fast and regain back time into your day. If you want that, you can grab a free copy in the link in the description. You'll also join my newsletter. All you have to do is put in your name and email, and I'll send that right over to you. Now, if there's one thing I want you to get out of this video, is understanding that working on more systems or projects does not equal faster progress. It doesn't happen. If you want faster progress, you need to focus on building one system at a time, launching it. That will get you faster progress. Not only will it get you faster progress, you regain back time, you'll make more money faster, and you will get more results faster. Because when you focus on one thing at a time, you are using a feedback loop. You understand what works and what doesn't, and you get faster to the end results that you actually want. If you work on multiple things at once, like I mentioned earlier, you're not going to be using feedback loops. It's going to be very hard for you to come up with an end product that actually works and is actually successful. One launch system that is running and getting you back time that actually works is better than 5 unfinished or half-built work in progress systems that you're still working building, and you're still stuck working 10-hour days doing everything yourself. So here's what I want you to do. When you get the chance, list out all of the bottlenecks in your business, the systems that you think you could work on, or the projects, and pick one system or one specific project that you think will gain you back the most time. Focus on that project, put in a lot of energy into it, go through the feedback loop, try to figure out how to make it work, get that system launched, and then work on the next system. Do not work on multiple projects, multiple systems, because if you do that, you're just going to find yourself still stuck in the same position you are at the start. A few months later, you're still going to be working 10-hour days, 12-hour days, and you're still going to be worrying, how can I get my next system, or how can I get systems installed? Now, if you'd like to learn more about this concept on how to get more done in less time, I recorded this video showing you how to implement the flow system on how to get 8 hours of work done in 2, and how to be 500% more productive. If you're interested in that, you can go ahead and click the link over here, and feel free to check out the links in the description. I have some free stuff over there. I'll see you guys in the next video.